Hi everyone, welcome to Thailand News Today. My name is Jet and I'm the new addition to the Thaiger family, and I'll be reading the news to you today in place of Tim. But don't worry, Tim isn't going anywhere. He'll be back tomorrow to read you the news. So I'm Thai American and I've spent most of my life here in Thailand, so I'm super excited to bring a Thai person's perspective to the English language program here, as well as extremely accurate Thai pronunciations. Let's get started with the first story. Although the recent COVID reports are rather vague, BNH Hospital in Silom, Bangkok have confirmed that 6 of its nurses have tested positive for COVID-19. The hospital says preventative measures are now strictly in place to make sure the hospital is infection-free, but adds that those concerned with visiting the hospital can do a consultation online. The hospital says the staff members worked at an alternative state quarantine facility. Health officials suspect a nurse contracted the virus while taking temperatures of a family in the ASQ facility who were infected with the virus and then passed the virus to her colleagues. 6 Bangkok-based nurses have now tested positive for COVID-19. The Public Health Ministry says they're tracking down people who were in close contact with the workers and could be at risk of infection. Today is Constitution Day in Thailand. The annual holiday this year is happening amidst anti-government protests who are calling for a rewrite of the Constitution to include new controls for the roles of the monarchy. There has been 20 different Thai charters written since the Siamese Revolution in 1932. A brass plaque commemorating the Siamese Revolution of 1932 in Sanam Luang, the public space and parade grounds for the Grand Palace next door, was mysteriously removed in 2017 and replaced with one bearing royalist inscriptions. In an attempt to reinstall a copy of the original plaque in September of 2020 by members of the Free Youth Movement, the student-led anti-government protest movement was also removed in the evening after it was installed. Today is an official public holiday and all Thai public offices are closed. This year, it has formed the start of a 4-day long weekend. A video of a foreigner lashing out after a motorcycle accident just north of Bangkok has received mixed comments online, both for and against the American rider. He was filming a video on his helmet camera when another motorbike driver suddenly pulled out from an intersection into his lane, causing him to crash. The foreigner fell off his motorbike and confronted the driver, yelling, "Hey, what the F is wrong with you?" He slapped the man's helmet. Some people say the Thai motorbike rider was in the wrong and the incident could have been much worse. Some say the foreigner should have controlled his anger and kept his mouth shut. Now others say that's just how traffic is in Thailand, so you better get used to it. Prosecutors in the never-ending Warayut Boss Yu Wittiya saga are now shifting the blame for lack of prosecution and are now pointing the finger at the police. The Office of the Attorney General says prosecutors' hands are tied until Boss is arrested by police and charged. Boss's exact whereabouts are unknown officially. The last reported sighting of the fugitive was in Dubai. He is wanted on charges of cocaine use and reckless driving, causing a death in 2012 after a hit-and-run incident in which a 47-year-old Bangkok police officer was killed. The charges were reinstated in September when the OAG said it had new evidence and new witnesses. The National Anti-Crime Commission is also working with the Anti-Money Laundering Office to look into the possibility that illegal payments were made to people involved in the original investigations of the incident. Dr. Prasit Wattanapha from the Faculty of Medicine at Sirirat Hospital has indicated that the coronavirus that is spreading in Myanmar is of a different strain and is being transmitted 20% faster. The Wuhan strain is known as D614, whereas this more virulent strain currently found in Western countries and Myanmar is called G614. Prasit says around 6% of the cases in Myanmar are of this strain. He says only one slip can cause great damage to the country. He went on to say that don't pin your hopes on it though, as it could take at least half a year for Thailand to gain access to COVID-19 vaccines. Thailand now has 46 cases of COVID-19 linked to infected Thais who returned from Myanmar without going through quarantine. All patients are being treated in hospitals or state quarantine. Health officials say they will continue to track and trace anyone deemed to be at risk. And that's all for the news today. Stay tuned for Tim as he will be back to read you the news for tomorrow. And for those of you who are on the road during the holiday, I wish you safe travels and we'll see you tomorrow. สวัสดีครับ